2 cents that we won't.
You know I unmuted you right at the 2 cents that we won't.
That sounds about right.
I was trying to unmute you as you were talking before you reached that part, but that's the part where it unmuted.
Well,
so the only thing that made it to the stream is Sharky betting 2 cents that we won't reach the date, which would be pretty impressive seeing as we're right about ask. But I suppose if we spend the entire time just getting rejected by Naomi.
I mean, that's possible. How you doing, Flower? Hope you're feeling well.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday! Happy end of June?
Well, we have one more before the end of June.
End of June!
We have one more stream before the end of the June.
Who says Flower's gonna be there? Who says anyone's gonna be there?
You should be there. Yes, you've reminded Flower to get in all of the, recolor these people I don't like in Pride colors. While June has it as only one thingy. One channel point.
So, on this Friday, art stream?
It's not June anymore at that point.
Okay, and? Does it need to be June to have art stream?
No. It doesn't. I mean, I can.
What's the problem?
Here, we'll strike this deal. I'll do it on Friday if you art check along. If you don't art shark, then we won't do it on Friday.
What a terrible deal for me. Nothing.
You shouldn't ask people to do anything you wouldn't be willing to do yourself, you know?
Here's the thing, I'm not willing to do anything myself. Because I'm a lazy bum. Really? The thing I haven't posted to in like 4 months?
It doesn't matter. You did that yourself. It's an impressive amount of content still.
I don't even know.
From you, a content creator.
Yeah, sure. You need to be willing to do Dick Cheney. No. I don't want to do Dick Cheney.
I don't know that anyone wants to do Dick Cheney.
I think somebody did.
But do they really want to? I say that, but there are plenty of conservative women as well.
You just really need to do the dick as hard as you can. No thank you. That is not my thing. It is somebody's thing, it's not my thing.
It's somebody's thing.
But not mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that up to somebody else to do that.
You know what you should do? Your line.
Try? What line? I can't see any line.
What, you're not looking at our Twitch?
Nope, I'm not looking at our Twitch.
Then how are you looking at chat?
I'm staring into the bottomless void of space.
Then how are you looking at chat?
What chat?
You're saying that chat is in the bottomless void of space?
Yes. Have you seen Flower?
Technically I've seen Flower in, like, some interview for the new Arcade Spirits.
Oh, right! That's true, I forgot about that.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched, like, part of it.
I think I left to go fall asleep when they started doing the gameplay. Because it was getting late for me and I was tired. Beep beep mitosis. Yeah, I know. You want me to ask someone on a date? Only if you want to. You could say no if you want. I know I was kind of pushy earlier. I'm sorry, but if you want this, now is the moment. Everything in my calculation says that it's the perfect time. You have a 99.7% chance of failure.
Isn't it 99.97?
I don't care.
I am
I'm
the
a
cosmic
cosmic
void. I am
void.
emptiness in the absence of life. To stare into me is to stare into the end. To bear witness to the failure of all life. To persist in the face of oblivion.
Can I get 12?
You want 12 of 2 flower? So does
Yes.
that make it 24 flowers?
24 flower.
You want a whole garden?
Multiple bouquets.
I mean, with 24 flowers, you've got a decent sized, like, flower patch in Animal Crossing.
That is true.
Make it a baker's dozen and we're good.
Sold.
I've got a lot going for me. But maybe something's still missing. Something
Wait.
more that I need from life than the warmth of friendship alone. Or the warmth of friendship alone is perfectly valid.
How much is a baker's dozen of 2 flour?
26?
No, I'm saying how much money.
You have to bring
Cost.
26 flowers to 2 flower.
But how much will it cost me?
Flowers are kind of expensive, so let's find out.
Crap, I'm screwed. We cannot endure the price. And this is how we're not going to make it to the date.
Yes, you can tell it was just recently Father's Day because when I search bouquet of flowers, it still comes up with bouquet of beef jerky flowers.
What?
It was a
What? That's a
They
thing?
rolled beef jerky into like little roses or something, and then they sell it as a bouquet of jerky.
Okay, I have one question. Why?
Because men is why. It's on more than one gifts for Father's Day list.
Are men not allowed to like flowers?
Nope.
Can men not hate bacon?
What does bacon have to do with this?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't find 26, but I found 25 stems of flowers, and it is $79.
Oof.
So as I was saying,
Oh,
more importantly,
No.
maybe one of them feels the same way. Maybe they feel the same yearning to have enough money to pay flower for the void.
but 26 voids, that's a really good spot.
26 voids.
But yeah, if you're buying... Well, no, 13, sorry. You're buying 13 cosmic voids.
Uh-huh.
That's really good, though. For $80.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, you have to pay a bit more because you're still short one flower.
True, but like, let's say 100 to overestimate by a good amount. 100 for 13 cosmic voids.
That also said for, what was it? For like bits and blooms and stuff, so I don't think all of them are even flowers.
Oh, well, that's just a lie then. Gavin is honest and direct, but his skipping
Sorry.
is powerful.
I hit control on the wrong window by accident.
But his skipping is so powerful.
25 stems of blooms, bits, and greens.
So it's a lie.
So it's not actually 25 flowers.
So it's a lie.
How many flowers is it?
They're lying to us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No, there's more than 25 flowers in this picture.
Okay, so $80 for 13 voids.
I'm concerned that the picture is a lie.
Everything's a lie when you come down to it.
But also there's this cool, it says flock star. And it doesn't have any, like, flowers, but it's an arrangement of, like, sort of the background stuff of, like, all of the little extra stuff that usually comes in a bouquet to, like, decorate the flowers. And it's, like, trans pride colors.
You want to know what's
That's
now
pretty.
stuck in my head for some reason? We're in high school.
What, the Kiss Kiss Fall in Love song?
Yeah.
Good job. Romance,
This is my life.
love. I'm no stranger to these things, but those were fumbling first attempts in youth. I could fumble again.
In youth?
Am I ready for this?
Youth?
In youth?
In youth? Well, I'm still considering. How about I run down the data while you're thinking? Let's see. Okay. After my analysis, here's where you stand with everybody and how your personality's shaping up. You're not really funny, so you might want to work on that a bit.
No. I hate humor. I hate laughter.
Well, then you're in the wrong stream.
Excuse me, this is tied to my Amazon account. So I think actually that would mean you're in the wrong stream.
Okay, I'll just leave then.
No, you're not
Bye.
allowed to leave. You're
But-
required because the person we're going on a date with is voiced by you.
But if I'm in the wrong stream, that means I have to leave.
You don't have to leave.
But if I'm in the wrong stream, I do. If you walked into
If
the wrong
people
class
click on
in
the
school,
wrong stream and then think that they're enjoying that stream, they don't have to leave.
if you were in the wrong class at school, you would get up and leave.
This is a class? Sharky, you're not a professor here.
I'm not a professor anywhere.
You're a professor on Professor Sharky.
No, I'm not. It's all a lie.
You're
Kingdom
lying
Hearts.
to them?
Kingdom Hearts is a lie.
True. Look, we don't know what Kingdom Hearts is, therefore you can say it's a lie and no one can disprove it.
But so is me being a professor. I am not eligible to teach anyone anything.
You're not eligible to teach at an accredited university, perhaps. But, I mean, you can still profess things.
I profess I am dumb.
Are you going to say that no other professors are dumb?
No. We went to the same school. We know that's not true.
Exactly.
But now that I've had weeks to understand you better, I think I can adjust these values based on what I know each of them likes in a partner. Naomi has a kind heart, and so do you. That's a plus. Gavin is honest and direct, but his bluntness hides a kind heart. You're both kindly and steady, so that's great.
Just
Naomi?
the jump. The jump downwards, because he's already at the
Yeah.
top.
Yep, everything just gets pushed down.
Look at Percy's.
Percy's
Sleep
just
by
dead.
Percy.
Percy's dead.
Percy rip.
Ashley's an open book, ready to share with anyone. She's very sincere. You're both steady.
Oh, we should get some kindly points for Percy.
Yeah, but he's still dead. Percy's heart is wide open to the world, as is your own. You're both very kindly. Teo was quite level-headed and responsible. Despite his smirking charm, you're steady as well.
Wait, Queen Bee and Teo were tied. And now they're not.
And now they're not. And that's everybody. My final analysis, I think you're the best possible match for Gavin, Teo, and Queen Bee. All three would make a fine companion for you, Mycosis. Gavin, Teo, and Queen Bee all get along with you and match your personality. So, Gavin, Teo, and Queen Bee.
My sources say yes.
Yes, I calculate you'll have the best probability of success with them.
Numbers. All based on numbers. High score.
I score. Yes?
Have we tried this? I think we have.
I don't know.
No, we haven't.
That's it.
Wow.
That's all these few months boiled down to? I'm not sure how I feel about my entire social scene being boiled down to a series of numbers based on analytics. It's hardly romantic to walk up to somebody and say, "Hey baby, we've got a 93% synergy rating. Want to do it?" Oh, did I just say that?
It would be really funny. But, like, you'd have to say it to a friend who knows you're kidding.
I was about to say, do you want somebody coming up to you and saying that?
No. Just like I didn't want the guy riding past me on a Segway at the grocery parking lot yesterday, leaning over to say, "Hey, sexy."
Yeah,
Ew.
no. Yeah, no.
I'm just like, I mean, like, that one's relatively harmless because he was just riding by, but it was also just like, but why?
Yeah, but why?
It's like, dude, you're on a fucking Segway. Do you think you're cool on a Segway to lean over to someone as you pass by and say, "Hey there, sexy"? You're on a Segway. Just like, that's, yep. I mean, much like a lot of catcalling that people do out of, like, cars and stuff, it's just like, what's that supposed to do for you?
Apparently
What's
make
the
you
goal
into
here?
them.
But not. Because it's not like, oh, they're gonna stick around to see your reaction or anything. They just say it and they move on. It's just like, what is the purpose here? What is your end goal? Clearly it's not to, like, try to get a date or anything. Not that they would work. But, like... Yo.
If I knew, I would answer the questions.
I mean, I do know the answer. The answer is the power dynamic thing and sexism, but... Although this would be a relatively funny catcall.
Hey baby, we've got 93% synergy rating!
I feel like that was just the most cyberpunk dystopia catcall I've ever heard.
It's just like, based on what? What? How do you know it's 93%? How did you calculate this?
Look, in the dystopian future, Tinder scans everyone around you on the streets and just identifies some other random user on the street, and then you just catcall at them with your percentage synergy rating.
Well, that reminds me of, don't know how good to bring the show up. Black Mirror. There was the one episode about the dating app.
Yeah. Well, that one was interesting.
But it was basically just random stranger, what's the percentage?
Well, it was more like a database of like, okay, we have all of these users, we're gonna run all of these simulations based on the users. So I guess imagine if Iris then talked to all of the other irises and ran simulations with the other irises on like, this is my user. Would they get along?
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrifying.
Dystopian cyberpunk future!
Arcade Spirits 3, Iris in
Like,
control.
it's kind of terrifying, but with the implication of like, I mean, in that episode, it was a dating app, right?
Yeah,
so if you've downloaded it, you've already like expressly sort of given your consent of like, this is a thing I would like this computer to do.
Yes.
Because I am looking for a partner.
Arcade Spirits. Iris is kind of based on the old short story called Cyberpunk 3.
Mickey Knuckle.
And from the lives of those who fought the network.
Yep. I'm like, isn't Maneki Neko?
Arcade Spirits 3, Iris attacks.
No, okay. Maneki Neko as a term is the lucky cat. That little lucky cat with the paw waving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Maneki Neko isn't just the name of a short story. I needed to fact check myself first. Okay, well that makes it harder to find, but we can probably find it sometime. We're that, thank you.
I was about to say, I just found that same exact one.
Thanks,
you just
Flower.
search Maneki Neko short story. First thing.
Thanks, Flower.
Flower is amazing. But anyway, game!
Flower is like, okay, now shut up and go through the game.
Flower, we love you. You are the best.
Flower, the one who is most likely to hit the end tangent button.
Hate to shut up and keep playing. I'm software, right? I have to see the world through numbers. I see your relationship as numbers. I see your vocal tones as numbers. I see your brain as numbers. It's not very good numbers, but I see it as numbers. And I score it all.
Iris sees your life as numbers, and they're so bad that she hacked herself.
Your number was 5, but most people were 207. You sucked. I'm 1K away from destroying a tangent. But the math is less important than the meaning. Well, good thing magic is in here, because magic can destroy all the tangents.
But magic contributes to the tangents.
Everyone contributes to the tangents.
This is true. Like,
except for lurkers. Lurkers
most
don't.
of the people who have enough points in order to end a tangent are people who contribute to the tangenting in the first place.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we have a lurker who has so many points and hasn't contributed to a single tangent. We don't know.
I mean, we kind of know, because Twitch gave us the numbers at the end of the year. But I think that was thrown off by the fact that one of us usually has the stream up.
Yeah.
Because we have to see the chat.
Yeah.
So,
I see a number. Technically, I could just bring it up as Prof. Sharky.
You could.
But it will still throw off the numbers.
It will throw off the numbers more, I think, because I usually still have it regardless.
I see a number, but that number represents your free will and your hearts.
Let's see. Oh no, that's the wrong Twitch recap. Streaming recap, here we go. Incredibly, it says 462 unique viewership, but
That's a lot.
viewership is sort of a lie.
Yeah.
Since it's really hard to track unique views. At the time, the top redeemer of channel points was Magic. The most used emote was obviously Ace Pride, followed by the 2-flower heart. And the Sings note.
It doesn't surprise me though. We gotta have more flower hearts.
Uh-huh.
Sharky flower heart.
So this year we'll aim for it to be the Sharky ones the most used.
No, it's probably gonna be further.
It's probably gonna be further. I
You
mean,
choose to spend.
was the Sharky one the bits one? I think the Sharky one's the bits one. So it's inherently harder for people to get it. Or not harder, but I guess fewer people do.
Yeah, fewer people will get it. You choose to spend time with them. You shared good times with smiles and laughter, and sometimes even tears. A.K.A. Percy. You always tears with Percy.
I think we have shed no tears for Percy.
Let's help that along. Hello, Malik.
Hi, Malik. Oh my god, all the fur bears.
The entire stream is now just bears staring at you with knives.
Yep.
You just turn around and there's a horde of bears with knives.
Wait, why were you turned away?
I don't know, maybe you're AFK for a second.
It's fine. It's our stream.
We are a bear with a knife?
We always have a bear with a knife.
This
Be a
isn't
cute
like
plushie. All of the nice things that would be great if we could actually have as like merch. Sharky plushie, Furter plushie.
But merch is expensive.
Merch is expensive. I don't know that we could relate. This one would have a completely other problem as well. Of like we'd have to get rights to do it with this bear from like the artist who did it, who we haven't talked to since.
Mm-hmm. This isn't like a dating website. We're not asking a total stranger out just because the numbers match. You need to switch the causal relationship around. I need to ask for a casual relationship. Causal, as in the cause of. You weren't spending time with them because of the numbers. The numbers exist because you wanted to spend time with them. You've been building these relationships for months. Now, you can take one to the next level. The numbers can be your guide if you let them. But let your heart be your guiding key. Above all else, follow your heart, okay? Okay. Got it. Point the key at it. The kids like when you point the key at it. Right. So let's not limit ourselves here. Of all those who are special to you, which one do you want to share your heart with? Point the key at it.
I feel like I'm missing a reference every time that comes up. Am I missing a reference? I'm just assuming I'm missing a reference there. It's a big decision. She's right. Kingdom Hearts and WWE. Okay. But she's right. She's been watching me, listening to me, understanding me, stalking me. But in the end, it's my choice. And their choice to accept my love or not.
I don't think she can stalk you when she's in your pocket. You willingly put her in your pocket every day.
Just because she's... Look, we can make that argument here because Iris was an app we downloaded, but Iris hacked herself before we got to that point, technically. Iris hacked herself first thing.
Wait, wait, how does that work though? Because Because she hacked herself before we made an account.
Uh-huh. They always point at the WrestleMania sign to signify a big match is coming. Ah.
But,
I see.
but, how did she hack the account so we get premium access before an account was created?
How does Facebook?
What?
Facebook and other social media sites, if I remember correctly, can start storing like cookies and account data on someone who's never made a Facebook account for like added data stuff. So you say that, but we're about to get a little too real into data privacy issues. Because some sites, like major social media sites and stuff, have started at some point or another. Iris is what happens when Facebook becomes self-aware, but honestly just wants you to be happy. Unlike Facebook, which, well,
I don't
if
think
Iris
Facebook
was
knows.
actually Facebook, you would just get pizza bagel ads at like opportune times, 50 times a day at least. Sorry,
I was
50
about to
times
say,
an hour.
I don't think Facebook knows how to make people happy.
Facebook knows how to give people endorphins to keep them hooked.
No, it also keeps me hooked. Dating sims, apparently. That's why we've been playing on this channel for how long now?
Is it the dating sims that keep you hooked, or is it like streaming
The
silliness?
blackmail you have on me? Help! Help!
But which one do I love? Which one should I approach?
Well, obviously Naomi.
Gavin, Queen Bee, or Teo, you say?
How about Naomi? I'd like to try asking Naomi. Really? She's a sweetheart, but I'm not sure.
No help
No
until you
help,
take it
please.
back, Sharky.
Well, guess I'm dead.
You're not dead, you're just forced to be on the stream, I guess.
Well, guess I'm dead. She's a sweetheart, but I'm not sure. It's worth a try, right? Absolutely. Best of luck, mitosis. See, I forget if Flower said, like, he doesn't particularly care about those, it's just a gag, or if, or what.
I don't think Flower was part of that. But anyway, all of us want you to take it back. Just to make you
I
take
will-
something back.
I will never take it back. Not
Well,
even for
we'll
$1
keep
million.
yelling at you to take it back then.
Not even for $1 million.
Why is she wearing her apron? Good question. It's too late. The last patch is out. Naomi is hanging on the fringes of the gathered group, not sure what she wants to do to cap off her evening.
We're
Time to make my move.
We're the only people who decided to go to be rejected.
Yes. Well, we've gone to get rejected by everyone, so I suppose that's something content, which people don't always do on streams. Or for that matter, people don't do all of the routes like we did.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even like, oh yeah, she's in her normal outfit. And then it's just like, when Flower said that, I'm like, oh, she should
just
be...
has advanced plans, if you're not going on the date with her, to go to that other arcade where she was gonna pick up a Pengy and fix it up and stuff. That was gonna be my explanation.
Okay.
That's gonna be my explanation, because she
Wait,
only
is
goes
she-
to that bar and stuff because of MC.
Wait, was she wearing the normal outfit when we asked her out?
I don't think so. I think Flower would have caught that sooner if she was.
Do 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 do. Which one was the dating episode?
Sharky going to fact check me right now.
No, she wasn't wearing the apron.
Until presumably she goes to get her stuff at the end.
Do 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 do. I exited it. Yeah. It's only until after we get to the bar that she puts on her apron.
Yeah, which makes sense. We'll just explain it away here, as, you know, she already made those plans and she's heading there soon.
Hey, Naomi, got a second?
Sure, what's up?
I'm sorry, Flower. Look, I was giving it some thought and, do you want to go out?
Out? Damn glad nobody has an alternative costume, it seems. Helpful. That is helpful. Yeah.
Well, this one, what? Like, Naomi has 2 alternative costumes?
2?
Without apron and beach?
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about all the swimsuit ones. But I mean,
Yeah,
the
then I-
swimsuit ones are more specific, I guess.
Yeah, but it's still technically an alternative costume.
Ashley and Queen Bee. Yeah.
Ashley has a bunch of alternative costumes.
Well, because Ashley has full pinky. Ashley has...
Partial pinky.
I mean, considering she's the cosplayer as, like, her title. Or their title. Sorry. And Queen Bee switches teams, so that's 2 different ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And then all the swimsuits.
It's
And then
fine.
there's
Next
Frenchie.
time they're all gonna be on one team and the team's not gonna change. Presumably.
Everyone decides to quit halfway through. You're by yourself.
Pause and be like, wait, shit. I don't actually know that nobody quits. We don't know what happens.
We don't know
What a
what happens.
twist.
The game's not even released yet.
What a twist that would be. Well, someone knows what happens. It's Flower knows what happens.
You presume a great deal, Satan. Well, yes, Flower knows, Anna knows, the people who are voice acting would know whatever they're voice acting, I guess.
Yes.
Any editors would know.
Yes. Some people know. We do not know. We
The
only
people
know
who
as
are-
much as the demos have given us.
Yes, we only know as much as we've been shown by them, which is like nothing.
Which is demo stuff.
On
give a
a
lot.
date.
Oh. Right away, I can tell this isn't going to work. Look, Mitosis, you're a swell person and all. But I'm just not... Look, it's not you. I mean, it's me in relation to you, so it's partly you, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I just figured I'd ask. See if you're interested. No hard feelings.
I'm waiting for you to finish the line.
I said I finished the line.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You said no hurt feelings.
Oh, for Pete's sake. At all.
You can't insist, yes, I did, and just stare at it and be like, yes, I did. It's right there.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
I even told you exactly what I was nitpicking. Oh, okay. Good. Think I'm gonna go look for an arcade. I haven't visited one yet. Can you believe that? Me, not hitting a boardwalk arcade. Pete deserves no sake.
That's exactly how I was going to read it. Pete deserves no sake.
Good. Yeah, Pete doesn't deserve any sake. Pete doesn't drink, maybe.
Well, I mean, since it's like the Apostle Peter, I don't know. No, they drank back then. So yes, he would drink. He just wouldn't have drank sake because, like...
Pete deserves no sake. It's not even about whether he drinks. It's, does he deserve the sake?
Probably not.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And hey, good luck.
Sorry that didn't work out, mitosis. I told you it would fail utterly. Do you want to try again?
I'll admit this is a bit risky considering our working relationship, but I have to do it. I have to try. Fortunately, I already told him I was interested and he seemed amicable. Maybe it'll work out. Postel's got crunk on the regular.
Not getting into it, not getting into it. Gavin, it's Gavin, it's Gavin. What? Your boss? Technically, Miss Francine's my boss. Gavin's a coworker. I know it's difficult, but he's a mature adult, and I think we could make it work. And you are quite a good match to boot. Okay. I wish you the best of luck, mitosis.
What's
Going
that?
silent for the
matching boots?
Going silent for the evening. Enjoy.
I slip my phone back into my pocket and, gathering my resolve, approach him. Gavin stays on the outer fringes of the group, aloof and cool, like always. How hard will it be to crack that cool exterior, I wonder?
Hey, Gavin, got a moment? How can I help you, mitosis? I was wondering if you made any evening plans yet. This is how I flirt and ask people out.
Yup.
Yes, actually. There's a club a short ways off the main drag of the boardwalk I wanted to visit.
I suppose.
Would you like to accompany me? I wouldn't be averse to some fine company.
Okay. This may be easier than I thought it'd be.
Okay, but who says this is a date?
But given the circumstances and Gavin's belief in absolute honesty, I should be upfront about this.
Oh! I'd love to go out with you, Gavin. Go out with you, I mean. Yes, that's what I... Ah. I see. Taking me up on that open offer to have a drink, then?
Please say yes, please say yes, please say yes.
Very well.
Yes, I'd love to go out with you on this fine evening. But first, we need to establish some clear expectations concerning our relationship status.
We should be careful.
Currently, we are both employed by the Funplex. This may cause additional difficulty should we find ourselves granting unwarranted favor to each other, or should things turn sour. I wouldn't want to proceed forward unless we have a clear understanding that our work situation and our personal situation should remain entirely distinct and separate, especially after I'm your employee. I mean, what?
I just want to say, like, did Gavin have the same conversation, like, word for word with Naomi?
Yes.
Like, I guess so, right?
I would hope so.
I assume so. It's a very Gavin thing to do. And I mean, this
Yes.
isn't like a specific to MC kind of thing. This is a...
No.
Like,
This is a coworker dating.
yeah, he's
thing.
got like a whole spiel prepared already for it.
he
Which is why I'm
practices
like, did he give this exact same like word for word speech to Naomi?
He's probably been practicing it in front of a mirror for the past few days.
He's probably been practicing it for like weeks in case Mitosis or Naomi asked him out.
Oh, definitely. Like, okay. One of them's gonna finally ask me out. One of them's gonna finally ask me out.
One of
Who's
them's probably
do
gonna
it?
ask me out. I should be prepared.
It wouldn't be fair to you, to me, or to our coworkers if we allow our feelings to get in the way of the funplex itself in any manner. Do we have an accord? Oh, definitely. Dot 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 dot.
Honestly, I should have been expecting this.
Yep.
Even if he's not technically my boss, we've got a very unique relationship at work. One that could get ugly if things got ugly between us.
Yep.
And I wouldn't want him to offer me a salary raise before offering one to Naomi, for example.
Yep.
So as this typical buy, Gavin couldn't make the decision himself and was waiting on someone else to make a move. Gavin is also perfectly okay if he doesn't have a date. He just wanted to be prepared, you know?
In case one of them decided to make the move
I don't
eventually.
think Gavin was actually actively, like, interested in asking either of us out at this point. But I believe that he had the speech ready. Like, he launched into that way too fast. He absolutely just...
Absolutely.
He had this prepped, and he was like, alright, in case either of them ask me out, because I know it's likely, I've calculated the probability. In fact, I've asked my iris to calculate the probability of me getting asked out by a coworker tonight.
Yep. I had the speech ready. Everything. Had to write
Yep.
down a little note cards that he practiced with.
Yeah, he practiced with index cards. It's like in the Sims
before
when you
my break.
practice speech to the mirror. It was exactly that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I understand completely. You have to be sensible and mature about all of this. My feelings for you and what's best for the Funplex need to be two different things. I'm interested to see how this goes.
We'll see.
I wouldn't want it any other way. I'd feel uncomfortable if we didn't make it clear up front.
Excellent.
Then we have an accord. Ian, we have an accordion. Let's play.
What was that?
What?
What was that? We have a new follower. Thanks.
Oh!
Hi.
Thank you for
Welcome.
the follow! When you were saying, what is that? I'm like, what is what? What is
Well,
what?
because Streamlabs comes up with the sound before it comes up
Yeah.
anywhere else. So I was like, what was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sound? I heard a sound! But as proof this isn't some business transaction, he tugs that handshake into a light hug.
No.
Gavin. I'm hugging Gavin.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was possible. Not that he'd never show me affection, but that he'd be the hugging type. It's a side of him I haven't seen before.
He's hugging us before either of us would have hugged us.
Yes.
Seeing as we're both not really the hugging type.
Yes.
I am grateful for this. I'll admit to some cowardice that I hadn't asked you first.
Okay,
I
I
was
take it
waiting
back.
for
Malik
Naomi
was
to
right.
ask you either. What?
I take it back. Malik was right.
Exactly. Waiting for either Naomi or for us.
Couldn't make the decision himself.
to go out with me?
He releases me after, still smiling.
Absolutely.
We should be careful.
Given our unique circumstances, I didn't feel it would be right for me to make the first move. However, I'd put you in an uncomfortable situation, putting you between me and Naomi. I'm totally going to tell Naomi.
I need to see what happens.
Yes.
This is some prime blackmail material.
Yes. So, do the others in the Funplex know you're a big old fuzzy warm mugger at heart? That. Obviously not. It wouldn't be appropriate to run around hugging my coworkers. But given our agreed upon circumstances, I'd offer you a hug whenever you needed one, Mitosis. Look at that blushing!
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
We should be careful.
I want the point, but I just really wanted to see what would happen.
Oh yeah, of course.
We should be careful.
I'm tempted to just leap into his arms for another hug. I could never. I would never. As you just said, we're not huggers.
We're not huggers. Like, if somebody comes up to me and being like, hug, I'll be like, okay, fine, sure. But, like, I'll never be like, yeah, let's hug!
I like when I moved away, I was giving my friends goodbye hugs, maybe. But I don't usually care about hugs. Like, how often have I hugged my roommate? Not often.
Like, when I go to Pathfinder and we all leave for the day, we all give each other hugs. But, like, that's basically the extent. And that's because they're huggers, and so they're like, hug, and I'm like, okay, fine, sure. Or I guess if I met up with any of y'all and if you guys were like, hug, I'd be like, okay.
I think some of our chat is huggers.
Oh, yes. Not in like a bad way, but yes, I fully think some
not
of
as
our
a
chat
bad
is
thing
huggers.
at all. I mean, it's a perfectly neutral statement. I don't think it's a good or bad thing to be a hugger. I think it's just a trait about someone. In fact, that's exactly what I do.
I'm perfectly comfortable right where I am, Gavin.
Exactly what we do is just throw ourselves into his arms.
Uh-huh. I've always felt comfortable around you. Even in the more intense times around the arcade. You've been the steady hand that kept me feeling like things would be okay. Kept me feeling things would be okay. So, be it work or pleasure, I'm comfortable with you. You do me far too much credit, Mitosis.
What we're doing, Gavin?
Oh my gosh. Not yet! Wait till the end of the date and then who knows. But, thank you. Now, as for our date itself, I did have evening plans, and sharing them with you doesn't change that. If anything, it enhances them. There's a side of me I'd love to share with you. If you're open-minded enough, it's a bit wild of me, I suppose.
I'm like, oh? When is Gavin about to show us?
A pinball tournament.
I'm just like, wild Gavin? I'm so excited to see this.
You? Wild? You?
I mean, granted, we only ever usually like saw him in work settings, so if we're seeing him in outside of work setting, yeah.
It's just gonna be a giant pinball tournament. And he's gonna just trash talk everyone. You go on, please.
I had intended.
I just... Sharky saying giant pinball tournament and Flowers putting a loot emote, and I'm concerned. What kind of pinball tournament are we going to, Flowers?
That's not to say about the Sharky was some sordid, lustful fixation of mine. Hey, I'm not king shaming. No. It's...
Perhaps.
Well, I suppose I should keep it a surprise now. To milk it for all it's worth.
With that, Gavin offers his arm to me.
Well, Flower probably did that because, yes, the wild side of Gavin.
Yep.
Which usually would respond for, loot emotes. But then there's me just being like, yeah, pinball tournament!
I'm just like, alright, we're going clubbing. We already know we're going clubbing. Or at least we're going to a club, is what he said. So I'm like, ooh.
Shall we walk there? It's a lovely evening for a stroll.
Well, I guess some people are lewd at clubs, perhaps.
Sure!
Like, I guess.
I cannot
I just
answer that
want to
question.
see, like, oh, is Gavin gonna go, like, be wild on the dance floor? I accept his arm, trying to be even half as graceful and confident as he seems right now. And together, we walk down the boardwalk. He leads me down a side street, away from the main drag of glittery lights and wandering tourists. Not exactly the wrong side of the tracks. Flotsам's a tourist town through and through, but certainly far from the places I know. Are we going to, like, a dive bar? And soon we arrive at El Barcade.
Ha-ha! Hey, look, we
Quite
can get
little
some
bar
arcade
plus
spirits
arcade at that. The games are
We can
muted.
get some arcade spirits for $5.
Playing quietly, smoke drifts through the air, a thick haze of it with the smell of liquor following after. I'm like, ooh, a cute little quiet barcade. I wanna go. On stage, a small arrangement of jazz musicians play a steady stream of chill improvised music. Arcade roots bleed through in those funky synth tones. It's got the feel of an old speakeasy or a rundown burlesque club. The right balance of greasy sleeves and classy dignity. I wanna be there right now.
We'll go date Gavin.
I can't, he's fictional.
Jump in the game and date Gavin.
This world is fictional. I can't.
That's why I said.
Also,
jump
I want to
into
go
the
there
game.
with or without Gavin, honestly. Although it works out very nicely that he is also my favorite. And more music. Gavin takes a deep breath. And coughs slightly, but otherwise seems at peace.
That's what
fanfiction is
fan
for.
fiction is for.
I am not one to write a fan fiction of me going on dates with fictional characters.
Yeah, you're supposed to write a fantasy AU.
I'm like, I feel like I used to be, maybe. Or I would have OCs in fanfics when I was in like junior high or something. This music cue is stock music I bought because asking Greg to write us a jazz song for a one-off scene would have been a bit much. Yeah. Yeah, but I am liking the music.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a good choice of stock music still.
Good for you.
Yeah. I'm like, honestly, the fanfic stuff I've been writing recently is for a dating sim, and I literally have left MC out of most of it.
Wow.
MC is the least interesting character. Because it's supposed to be a self-insert, right? So I'm like, meh, but the characters in the game are the interesting ones for that. But that one's also, they made a point of making it a very, very character-focused game, and like character-driven. So, like, there is an overarching plot, but unlike Arcade Spirits, it's mostly driven by just character antics.
We should get a table towards the back. There's no need to be right by the stage. Somewhere away from the spotlight, where you can talk and simply enjoy the experience. The experience?
I am
Are we
laughing
leveling up?
that he called this wild, though.
Wow.
My toast is why? Why?
Okay, I'm confused. How is this in any way wild? Well, it's just...
It's very low key, but like fun. I don't know. Gavin gestures around the place.
boring. Hey, you're the one who's always like, that's a valid answer.
Hey,
Don't double back on it.
like this. I know exactly what Gavin means. I don't want to ask if it's a naughty experience. I don't want to turn it naughty. I like this date as it is.
See, that would have been the answer I would have picked too. So I'm just calling out Flower because he's the one who's always like, hey, this is a valid answer. People need to stop shaming it.
I don't
We picked
care.
an answer. Boring.
Flower was about to put all of the same answer like Polybius.
It is not valid this time.
I don't care. I'll just be not valid. Fine.
Are you saying Satan's not valid? Flower! This. Jazz, specifically. Despite my best efforts to keep my quiet inner life a thing for my own enjoyment, you've all learned I love pinball, yes? With such a supple wrist, yes. Jazz is similar for me. It's order over chaos. Chaos dancing within order. The best musicians don't simply play back a score like code through a chip. They feel each other, the flow and pattern, and play off each other.
More people should stream Gavin's route. This is great.
More people should stream this game in general.
That too. But also, like, Gavin should get more love. This is a fantastic date.
I mean, yeah. Here, close your eyes for a moment. I mean, more people will probably pick the answers we didn't pick.
Yes.
Because apparently we're not valid.
That's fine. I don't need other people's validation, okay?
Okay. Now, just let it wash over you. There's structure to it, yes? Time and measure, beat and backbeat. But there's also a sense of joy in the music. A feeling expressed without words. A pure wish to be alive, here and now, in this moment. No two performances are the same, even when playing the same song. It's madness in a way, wild and free, and I love it.
He really does. Minor jazz aficionado finally got to flex a bit. It's so good though. Jazz is great.
I need to listen to jazz at some point.
Like, at one point I just put on the Jessica Jones season 1 soundtrack because it's also sort of dark and jazzy. Jazz is great. And I was talking the other time about the jazz lounge near me, which I've been wanting to go back to.
And you never have.
Well, I mean, I've gone several times. I just haven't gone again since the last time I went, which was only like half a month ago or so. It was a few weeks ago, but like, I mean, it was recent. He looks so happy, so at peace. No furrowed brow or exasperated sigh when on the clock at the Funplex, solving problems. Can I do all of the above?
Well,
Why
I don't
can't I
think-
do all of the above? None of these sound exclusive.
Well, sorry, there is no all of the above answer.
I can feel it. Some elements repeat, some don't. It flows one song to the next. Not like a curated streaming music playlist, a bunch of pop radio singles crammed together. It's more of a whole experience. To be fair, you can have a curated streaming music playlist of jazz.
Yes, you can.
Gavin notices me enjoying the music and offers a smile. I can feel it. I can feel the cosmos. Yes, I feel the universe in this music.
My mind went back to Katamari, the Katamari cutscenes, and I'm like, my brain's gonna break soon. I'm glad I could share this with you. No doubt I'd enjoy coming alone, but it'd be a different flavor, a more sedate and solitary experience. This, having someone with me, well... Yes, I was quoting Katamari. Okay, good. Then I my brain brained correctly, and it's now gonna break.
Yeah, it's gonna break because it brained correctly.
Yes. My brain's not supposed to brain correctly. Haven't you met me?
Yeah.
It's new for me. I'll admit to that. But contrary to popular opinion, I do love a wild card variable or two in my life. I'm not that wild.
Yeah, that's why it's only a one wild card variable.
I mean, we're very similar, yeah? I'm pretty sure my iris has calculated that out to 12 decimal places even. It's less a matter of personality and more of a matter of... How do I phrase this? Novelty? So I'm like the silly prizes at the desk? Novelty as in newness. Just having someone else in my life is a wildcard variable. As you no doubt imagined, I was content to be alone much of the time.
Maybe I should go back down to that jazz lunch tonight.
If you want.
Maybe.
Or so I imagined as well. Drinks. I believe we should have drinks. Well, what would you enjoy? Shoo!
Oh no. So first of all, bourbon and scotch are both types of whiskey, so I'm gonna assume that this is actually like rye. And also, I like all of them.
Oh no.
I like all of these alcohols. They're all my favorites.
Flower, what have you done?
Flower just unintentionally wrote the perfect scene for me.
What have you... Well, no, did Flower write this or did Anna? I forgot.
I believe Flower wrote Gavin's, yeah.
Okay.
The hardest goddamn seltzer water in the house. Ah, so you want a White Claw.
I had a coworker the other day be like, oh, so your favorite alcohol is a White Claw, right? Right? And I'm like, I've never had one? Why are you assuming things about me?
I don't like seltzer, like flavor, seltzer, whatever drinks.
And I helped with the drink options.
I see, that makes sense, but 3 of them are just different types of whiskey, and then there's wine. Like, none of them are cocktails. It's just wine. I don't know if it's red or white. I'm gonna assume red. This seems like a very red wine kind of establishment. Although I guess it could be white wine. I just prefer red wine, so I'm defaulting as well, personally. And then scotch is often on the rocks. Bourbon is on the rocks or like in a cocktail. Whiskey is technically an umbrella term that encompasses bourbon and scotch, but I'm gonna go with rye since that's the one that's not listed here, and that's also usually like in a cocktail or on the rocks. I think bourbon's less often on its own. It's more like, it's probably more likely to be in a mixed drink usually. rye is commonly on either way. And then scotch is usually on the rocks, I think. It's less common to have that in a cocktail, although I have certainly done it and it's also good. I'm mostly just laughing. The 3 of the answers are just different types of whiskey. Sharky, I take it that you, like flour, are like, oh, at the drinks.
You know how often I drink.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I should get a drink. It's 4:29, but like it's a weekend. I can start happy hour half an hour early.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Besides, it's past 5 for you.
Yes, it's 7:30 for me.
Yeah, that's prime drinking time. Wait, do you have alcohol on hand?
No!
No?
No!
Didn't you used to have alcohol on hand?
I haven't bought alcohol in forever.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because that requires going to an alcohol store and buying alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not in a state that, like, grocery stores can just sell alcohol. I think, like, there are some. They're very few and far between, though.
There's some, because I remember when I was leaving college, like, the grocery store near our college, or one of them, had started stocking wines and beers. They couldn't sell liquor. And I think wine and beer is probably a little bit looser. But I just finished my coffee, so I'm gonna go get scotch. And I'm gonna answer scotch. Tried Fireball for the first time last night because work was hell. Whoever decided to make cinnamon liquor was a devil. There's your problem, is you shouldn't have that by itself. You should not drink that by itself. You should put it in a mixed drink, or even a mixed shot. Fireball with rum shata, or some kind of cream-based liqueur will work really well.
The first time I had Fireball was me, you, and another person were out after, like, the one class, and y'all decided to get, like, 3 shots, and you guys gave me the Fireball.
Just chug antifreeze. Yeah, I
and
would
then
not
I didn't
drink
feel
Fireball
anything.
by itself. Fireball just has too... I mean, yeah, because it's cinnamon liqueur. Like, it's not... It's gonna have too strong of a taste by itself in terms of cinnamon flavor, so you're better off mixing that.
I probably didn't feel anything because I can't taste.
Yeah, the first time I tried Fireball, I think it was in a mixed shot of Fireball and rum shata. Rum shata's got like, it's like a cream liqueur thing.
Flower, this is what you've done. You've opened up the alcohol talk.
It's like horchata, but not. And then also alcoholic. Anyway, if you mix it with something that's like creamy based, it's gonna taste a lot more like Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk. I'm gonna go get a glass of scotch because I want to just immerse myself in the scene.
Well, I'm glad you're, like, I hope gargle a quart of paint dinner. I hope work will not be rough again today if you're going to work today. Because getting done work and then the collective group of coworkers being like, let's all have a drink after that is not fun. I mean, yes, and also do not chug antifreeze or gargle a quart of paint thinner. Flower, do not do this to yourself. I know you're joking, but do not do this to yourself. Slam back a tumbler of liquid nitrogen. I don't think you want to slam back anything tumbler related. That might be rough. I don't have first shift today, so I have a reprieve. We were slammed last night and someone didn't show up. So you had a whole restaurant with 4 people? Oh no! Ouch, that's rough. Have a frosty mug of 9:30 in fluid.
What did I miss?
Flower keeps making crazy suggestions, and Malik explained why last night was terrible.
I see the gargle a quart of paint thinner, and it's just making me laugh because my roommate started like a roleplay blog thing of one of the characters from the Obey Me game, and then someone else that she was interacting with has a blog for like a different character who I'm just like, this character, people are like, oh, he's like the strict older one, so he's totally a conservative, he doesn't drink, blah blah blah, and he's like drinking all the time, and I'm totally on board with the like, he's an alcoholic actually because he's so stressed from everyone else. And so they had a back and forth where he was just chugging paint thinner and her character's like yelling at that person like, stop drinking paint thinner, it's bad for your skin.
Gosh.
Granted, they're all demons, so, you know, he's not dying for the paint thinner, but he's just like, what? I like my poisons.
Do not drink non-Newtonian fluids.
Anyway, I have a nice glass of scotch now, so on the rocks. So I'm also...
A nicely aged scotch. Certainly.
Very well.
I'll return shortly with your drink, my dear.
We moved to pet names so fast.
Or is my dear a bit too forward for our first outing together? No! I mean, no, not too forward. Ah, excellent.
This is happening, right?
No.
Gavin and I. Me and Gavin? Whichever is grammatically correct.
Both.
I feel a burning need for proper grammar in his presence.
Nope.
Too good to be true, and yet, here we are.
Nobody needs proper grammar.
Once upon a time, I'd assumed nothing good could happen to a member of the mitochondria bottom family. But,
Gosh dang our last name.
well, Mom and Dad loved each other, yeah? Yes, mitochondria bottom. I had to prepare myself as I was reading that line so that I wouldn't, like, slip on the name.
Gavin has been looking forward for this.
He's absolutely...
Been like, okay.
He's like,
my
okay,
dear.
I can't
no.
ask mitosis out because I'm sort of pseudo their boss, but I can look really good. I can have a whole night planned. I'm going to, this is what I'm going to call them. This is what we're going to do.
No.
This is
no.
the spiel
Is this
to
too
make
forward?
sure we keep things professional.
And if it was Naomi, same thing.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I don't know. I guess some people just like certain pet names over others, so maybe. But I'm
Yeah.
like, would you call different people the same pet name?
Some people like certain pet names over others.
I suppose people do.
Yeah.
I've still never quite understood the pet name of Baby, but alright.
I mean, yeah.
Baby and Babe just are a little strange to me. My dear is nice. Even in troubled times, they stuck together. There's shouting over household finances, but not in hate. In very aggressive problem solving. They never considered divorce. Not once. We were a family.
Look, hold on. Just because they never considered a divorce isn't necessarily a good thing. Not saying in this case, but sometimes two people
I
can
think
be very
in this
incompatible.
case, we're supposed to read it as they never considered it because they honestly, truly loved each other.
Okay, but two people can be very incompatible and never consider a divorce because they're dumb.
Yes, well, they loved each other. It was not in hate.
There was just a.
It's a
intense
fair
passion-
caveat.
It is an intense passion because that was literally my parents, though.
Yes, and there's plenty of people like that. Like,
Yes.
one of my friends growing up, I think, her parents fought all the time. But for the sake of the children, they were not willing to consider divorce ever until the children were 18 or something.
Oh, see, my family, it wasn't for the sake of the children. It was for the sake of the family not thinking ill of us. Like, outside family members not thinking ill of us.
That's even worse. In my friend's case, it's sort of like, it's really not good for children to, like, see their parents constantly fighting like this either.
No.
Like, be in the middle of it and shit, though.
Like, my family was more willing to have my mother kick my father out of their room and he sleep in the basement for 2 years than to get a divorce.
At that point, you are sort of separated, though, for a while.
Oh, but then they got into a fight with a cousin of ours and boom, everything was, quote, fixed.
I was always so focused on my own misery and the way we had always had to settle for what we had to realize what we had wasn't all bad. And here and now, I'm with Gavin, living in this one moment like the music that wafts through the barcade. No matter what else happens, we have this, together.
Me being like, something's nice about family. Okay, but family.
So, here's our tirade on why family's actually terrible.
No, family's not necessarily terrible.
Family's not necessarily terrible, but this is why family is not necessarily good either.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, both of us are like, but...
You know, the really interesting thing is that some of
I feel bad.
there was like another story thing I was working on, because I think it's kind of dead at this point, but technically I still have the files if we ever went back to it, is that I had dragged my roommate into like trying to work on a dating sim with me, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it has such family themes in it, and I would sit there and pause and be like, wait, why did I write this? Why did I personally write this?
Because it's what you quote want.
No. Like, because there's two pairs of siblings. One is, and they're both sort of close, but one of them, like, one of the siblings is presumed dead, so, a little complicated.
I'm just like, I feel bad that, like, there are some people probably in chat who are like, yeah, we're very good with our family, and then we're like, okay,
You know what? That's
family.
great. That's fantastic. And I'm very happy for people who have good family lives and, like, who actually genuinely like their families. That's great. I'm very happy for those people.
Yeah.
We're just here to also validate all of the people who don't have that.
Especially when they're told, but family.
I mean, when society puts such an emphasis on, like, we're a family, this is family, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, not always. Not always. And I don't hate my family, I always describe it as I'm not close with them. And I don't intend to be.
You are not close with your family. I hate my family.
I'm not close with my family in a way of, like, I don't think that they would accept me or understand me if I tried, so there's no point.
No, I realized the other day that maybe one of the 4 characters, the new challengers, don't get along with their families.
Great. I mean...
I think
I
came by accident!
Yup. Yeah, it happens.
I personally am like, there are a lot of stories that are about family.
Yeah.
If there are also stories that are about, hey, it's okay to not get along with your family, that's cool and okay. And, like, you shouldn't feel bad about making that.
I think it's good to have a mix. Because there are people who get along really well with their families, and that's fantastic. There are people like us who don't get along really well with our families. That's valid. You don't have to keep toxic people in your life just because you're blood related.
I finally took the step of blocking my family, so...
Yeah. Like, I give my family some minimum amount of, like, time. And that's it. It's not like, oh, I need to block them for my own mental health like it is for you, but Moxley and Rhapsody get along well with their families, but that's basically it.
I think my family had like a 60th birthday party yesterday, and I keep forgetting about it and also don't care.
I call my parents for... Well, you also have a lot more extended family.
Oh, I have too much extended family.
In the very immigrant way, I have my, like, nuclear family, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's not a very good nucleus. It doesn't hold on very well. I'm like, what's it, like an electron that went flying off somewhere else.
Yeah.
Bye.
You got so much energy that you got pulled into a different one.
It's the atomic family unit, but I'm an electron that was just like, peace on out of here, bye.
Yeah, basically.
Wow. All this science and magic's not even here.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah. Versus actually, like, hating my family or having, like, a breakdown. I do not like being at home. I hate being at home. I have broken down and cried. Like, visiting home, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I really remember how much I hated being around them. But now that I have, like, the distance, and especially after, like, so many years, I'm like, I don't hate my family. I just love them at a distance of at least one time zone.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know I'm the, like, I put up with them for 25 years, and if I have to deal with them, I start having mental breakdowns.
Yeah, and
And panic attacks.
that's very much like, it is valid to cut them off for your own sake.
Yeah. Even though a lot of people I know who are always, but family, but what if you want to reconnect?
I'll reconnect then.
Yeah.
Or, rather, it's not reconnecting if I was never that connected.
Hey, look, I went through, literally, with my therapist, she went through one by one with every person in the house that I grew up with. There's only one person by the end of it that she was like, why don't you ever talk to this person? And I'm like, this is why.
Because it's too interconnected?
Yes, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is there's no... It's possible for there to be no possible way of, I will only talk to this one person if everything is intertwined.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it just ends up they're in the middle, or they pick a side or something, if that's the case. And that...
And picking a side in that environment is blowing up that environment.
Yeah, which is unfair to them. It's unfair all around. But family,
can go die.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're not good for you, it's good to get away, whether that's a little or completely. Yes.
Yeah. Like, I know we've talked about on here of like, my family knows me well enough to identify me in the morgue, and I'm like, do they even know that? My family has not seen me, like physically seen me in... How long has it been?
And we
2.5
settled Mother's
years?
Day, and we settled Mother's Day, and we said in the Discord on Father's Day, but it's like, oh, happy Father's Day. Yeah, you don't have to celebrate, you don't have to talk to your family, it's all...
And if you do, that's also good.
And if you do, that's also great. It's just, you don't have to if you choose to. It's all up to you.
It's sort of a bump of... We just also want to make sure that people feel that it's valid if they don't, because I have seen people posting on like Mother's Day and stuff of like hating seeing all of the posts going by of like, happy Mother's Day, these are my great relationships with my mom, blah blah blah, which I'm like, if people want to share what a great relationship they have with their mom or like with their dad or whatever for those holidays, I think that's fair. It's sort of like, I'm sorry that this is uncomfortable for you, but people are going to share their joy, and I think that's a good thing. However, it is also valid not to, and I just want to give that note to people like that as well.
Yeah. Every year I remember seeing like the few people that I follow are being like, yeah, it's been like 20 years since I've lost my father, like, oh, I miss him so much. I'm always like, that's amazing for you. Like,
I mean, not amazing, but
yeah, but it's amazing that you had that relationship with your family.
Yeah.
Like, it's not amazing that you lost him, but amazing you had that connection to begin with.
I'm so amused by these drink names back here, by the way. Fancy drink, Pangy Paradise, Arcade Spirits, Kale Ale.
But obviously, some people never be posting that, and yet some people will be put off by that for very good reasons.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It sucks.
It sucks. It's valid either way, you know?
Yeah.
All of those things.
But I mean, with how society always pushes the make sure you contact your parents on those days, make sure you love them, like, family's super important.
I'm like, all right, my parents get a phone call.
It is because
those holidays and like their birthdays are the two things where I am like, okay, I will call you instead of only answering if you call, because I don't actually care to call them. Those are the 2 days where I'm like, for the sake of this holiday or whatever, because I don't actually hate you, fine, you get a phone call.
But because of those societal pushes, I'm always like, I'll always be like, no, but like,
and that's
you don't
fair.
have to.
That's fair. This is again, like, I don't get along with my family. Yeah. I am not close with my family. I don't intend to be. My parents will not understand me.
Oh,
I have accepted this. That's fine. I have friends.
I straight up said to like my therapist, she's like, oh, do your parents know that you're ace? I'm like, no, and they never will. Because personally, even if I did feel like I needed to explain it to them, it will be like a 30-minute like thing just for them basically to say, so you're gay.
My mom visited our city for my college graduation for the first time for that graduation.
Yep.
And you know what? That was the first time my parents met any of my college friends. Mm-hmm. And after graduation, my mom was trying to ask if my 40-something-year-old guy friend had a crush on me. And she was like insisting. And I was like, no, he doesn't have a crush on me. No. He's just being friendly. I don't need that conversation for every single one of my friends who's a guy. Yeah. I do not want to. I've also had that same question come up from other people about other guy friends of mine, and I'm just like, why is it so hard for people to believe that you can be friends with another gender and it's fine and platonic?
Yep.
Why is that so hard for people to believe?
I mean, I think I said it to you. I don't forget if I said it on stream, but the last conversation I had with my mother, it was, so are you and your roommate a thing? And I'm like, no, we're not. I've said to you for years, we're not. We don't like each other in that way.
Yeah, I went on
Okay, but you're living together, so aren't you guys a thing?
I went on a vacation with my senior design group, right? And then I had another vacation, but only one of the other people could make it. But we had talked about doing it as a group. It's just only one other person could make it at the time, and we decided to go anyway. And then someone else who had only met us, I think, during that first vacation with the whole group, was bugging me a while later, like, yeah, he totally likes you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, he doesn't. We're just friends.
Yeah.
Or rather, I think the way I put it was, well, if he does, he hasn't said anything about it to me, so not my problem.
Yeah,
Excuse you, heteronormativity, amatonormativity, get in the bin.
Yep.
Yeah. But, like, my family has that sort of misconception kind of thing, with the added pressure of they would like me to have the heteronormative, like, standard, settle down, have a family, blah, 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 white house, or white picket fence house, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I would love the White House. But, like, that's not me. And they, like, my mom, 10 years later, does not really approve of me dyeing my hair. I've been doing it for 10 years. She still doesn't like it. She still acts horrified by the concept. She does not know I swear. She does not know I drink. Like, all of these things about my life, she just, like, doesn't know or doesn't approve of. So... you know, for people who are close with their families and stuff and they tell their families everything, great. For people who don't want to talk to their families ever, at all, great. For people who are like me and sort of in between, but also don't tell their families anything, great. All of those things are valid.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, people have different relationships with different families.
You connect with your family how you choose to connect with your family. No, don't, like, outside pressure, screw that. Just connect how you feel comfortable.
Anyway.
Mitosis. It's been an hour 46. Yeah! You surprised me there. I was just thinking about my family for about half an hour. Sorry. Was just in deep thought about my family.
For a very quiet bar. That's a long time that Gavin was apparently taking to get drinks.
No, he was standing there for 30
well,
minutes.
part of it was here.
No, we were on where he was saying mitosis for a while.
Well, we stopped here for a moment because of this line. We'd stopped here for a while, but then we moved on a bit, and then it was sitting here for a while. It's just that he's been trying to talk to us, and mitosis has been completely lost in thought.
But this, mitosis went through. Say while Gavin just stood there, ice and the drinks melting, him being super polite, being like, mitosis? Hey, mitosis, are you okay?
Mitosis. Everyone else in the bar is just wondering why this man is standing next to his, like, partner going, mitosis? Mitosis! Because that's not a normal name.
No.
Gavin sits down our drink, settling back in at the table.
But hey, I think the family discussion is just going to be a reoccurring thing, like, every, like,
it's
at least every year.
It's a thing we talk about, much like heteronormativity and asexuality and stuff, because it's just stuff that applies to us.
Yeah. And things both of us feel that need to be talked about, like, sometimes.
I am interested to see about the characters that don't get along with their families in TNC.
Yes.
I will be interested to see how that is.
Me being like, will I relate to any of that flower? What about family, I guess?
Yup.
It's a bit early thinking about marriage, isn't it? While I am dedicating myself to you in this moment, as I prefer to live a life of sincerity, I'm not exactly demanding a proposal 10 minutes into our first date. No, not that. Just, how my family holds fast despite the storms. How much that reminds me of you.
So, mitosis is an Oedipus complex?
Well, no, he's not going after his mother in this case. Or they're not going after their mother in this case.
I was about to say they.
Yeah,
but I guess it's not Oedipus complex.
It's not an Oedipus complex.
I think I've heard it called Electra complex? I don't know.
I've never heard that one.
I think that was called the flip. Anyway, it's that thing, or the stereotype of like, yes, girls like guys who remind them of their dads or something. Because I've seen that around.
Yeah.
Mitosis is neither girl nor boy, but you know.
They're just looking for this electric complex. I've never heard that one. I've never heard the term.
I don't know exactly what it comes from, but I've seen the term around.
You're more likely to see the terms around than I will. Because you actually use the internet.
Sort of.
I wish I could say the same with my own family, but you already know about that.
Yes, Gavin. We know that you also do not get along with your family.
Hey!
Oh, right. He told me before how his family were overachievers who refused to acknowledge their own inherited advantages. Not a lot of love lost in that mess.
But I do know what you mean.
Indeed.
What we have, even just as co-workers, as members of the Funplex, is a tightly knit bond. What we found in this evening is another layer of that bond. A new instrument in the mix to carry my rather belabored jazz metaphor to its breaking point. And while I'll hold true to my bond with everyone in the Funplex, I swear to hold with absolute faith and truth to you. Gavin.
This is a very intense first date.
It is. It's heavy-handed, I know. But I know no other way to live.
This is why Gavin has the exact opposite traits of Queen Bee.
Yep. Her dates are also the exact opposite.
Yes and no. I mean, you have a fancy, nice dinner with a Queen Bee, right?
Yeah. So far as long as you want me by your side, I'll be here. No matter the difficulties, the hardships, and should you want to part ways, you would find me understanding. I know, I'm simply saying. My devotion is conditional on your consent, because consent is important.
And not just in the sexual sense. Yes.
Exactly.
He reaches out and embraces my hand, fingers intertwined, mine and his.
Consent is important in all things in a relationship. As long as you need me, I will be here.
Also outside of a relationship.
Yes.
If you're having a one-night stand and don't have a relationship with that person otherwise, consent is still important.
Yes. Consent is important always. For now, let's just enjoy this evening together.
And then, quiet again, save for the flowing music and my own thoughts. Though I will say that, like, consent in the case of doctors refusing to let women tie their own tubes because they want the consent of, like, the husband or the boyfriend or whatever is not valid.
No. Quiet again, save for the flowing music and my own thoughts. Inside Mitosis's head.
Really? I think inside Mitosis's head is beep.
Well?
I mean, I'm thrilled with this date.
Okay. You
Knew
are
that.
Mitosis's thoughts.
Apparently. I knew that underneath his simple and honest exterior there was passion. Maybe not this much, but I have to admit that this is what I was hoping for. I've never been loved this intensely, this suddenly. It's a huge shift from how I've interacted with him before, that's to be sure, but I could get used to this, honestly. This devotion. Or I could suggest you tone it down a little, maybe take things slower at the start.
Hey, Gavin? Yes?
Wow. Wait, is this a double branch then? Oh, double branch.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm like, is this the only place? Because I really like it, but I'm like, whoa.
I don't remember. We've been playing this for too long, I forget.
I don't think there's another place where you have two choices, which then branch into another set of choices immediately.
It's different outcomes.
But also...
So, if I asked you to douse yourself in olive oil and feed me grapes while fanning me?
There's a sort of multi-branch in the Deco decision, but there's a line of narration.
Honestly,
Direct
direct
choice after
choice
choice is a UI problem.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool.
It is.
I'm like thinking back on Run Pie. How do you call this again? I think it's.
Well, technically, they do. No.
I mean, Run Pie, you can do it.
Yeah,
It
they
might not.
They do it during the create a character using the voice. And if you do the voiced version of the create a character, they do it.
It's just choice and then choice in the block.
Visual impairment, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that they, during the visual impairment stuff for the next game, it was changed a little bit to have a line of dialogue to be like, okay, now this is the exact choice you're making now, and okay, now you're changing to this different version of the choice. Rather than being choice.
Yeah, that makes sense for visual impairment mode then.
I remember watching that stream. Yep.
Makes sense. I think it's cool, but accessibility is more important.
Yes, accessibility is very important. If this is going to be a relationship built on absolute honesty, I want to make sure you're truly ready for this. Do you really love me this much? That you devote yourself to me the way you're saying? Yes. Yes, I do. And I will.
Take this matter seriously.
This is my modus, mitosis. Little tongue twister there. Thought I was gonna mess up. When I've decided my desires, I pursue them to the absolute fullest. I abandoned my family wealth to become my own man. I embraced the complex to protect its truth. And now, I embrace you as a kindred spirit and partner. I'm incapable of offering anything less than the very best I can manage, like no one ever was.
Gavin, Pokemon trainer. Which type of Pokemon
Okay,
trainer would he be?
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, my video for the stream is technically say frozen. You guys made it sound so refreshed and accept Captain's devotion. Suggest he slow down.
Wait, what? Where?
Look at General.
Oh. Ah.
Made it sound and then accept the devotion. Oh, I'm so sorry, Malik. Which is not to say I'm infallible. And if I misstep, if I do anything to make you uncomfortable, I want you to tell me.
He's trying his best, I'll give him that. And he's got an earnest desire to see me happy.
Okay, I know I can be honest with you. Though through honesty, I'm sure we'll both find a comfortable place to inhabit together. Thank you, mitosis. I couldn't ask for more. Thank you. Thank you for this lovely evening, mitosis. Thank you. To be perfectly honest, it's the finest evening I've had in years. As you no doubt can imagine, I don't really get out much. I rarely do anything simply for pleasure. Too costly, too pointless, too wasteful. At most, I'd head out to a club like this maybe once a month. Or perhaps take in a movie when I couldn't argue myself out of it by saying I should just stream it when it's out later this year. That's cheaper. Mood! But having someone to share such pleasures in life with, well, that's a different matter, isn't it? Being in a relationship isn't a perfect excuse for me to spend more evenings enjoying life, rather than sitting around at home. I'm entertaining for two now, you see. I hope I'm more than a perfect excuse.
Gavin chuckles playfully.
I would put emphasis on perfect above excuse in your case, mitosis. And I've no more excuses to avoid life, have I? And I've no more excuses to avoid life, have I? Not with someone I can share it with. I can't exactly promise a whirlwind of romance, but I've made my intent clear. My dedication. I can at the very least promise interesting times.
I'm like, it's not a whirlwind of romance, but I will argue that this is one of the most romantic dates in the entire game.
Hey, Naomi's just romantic in her own way.
I'm not saying it as a dig against Naomi's. I'm saying that, like, this is so much fluffier in dialogue than so many of the others. It's, like, intense. I love it. It's great.
All of them are romantic, just some of
They're
them
all
are
romantic in different ways. I think this one's more... It's not like a whirlwind romance, but it is still a very intense romance.
Mm-hmm. A toast then? May we live in interesting times.
I mean, I'm still very much contrasting with Queen Bee's as well, which is romantic in that it hits all of the, like, go out on a date, like, beats, but it's... Well, I guess in Queen Bee's date case, it's more horny than romantic, actually.
Well, hey, horny is its own type, I think. Maybe.
A split attraction model, right?
Yeah.
They're different things. They often go hand in hand, but they're different things. And I mean, that one's also valid.
Yes. Toast then? May we live in interesting times. Hear, hear.
We softly clink our glasses together, exchanging this vow. Excuse me, I thought we weren't doing a marriage proposal 10 minutes in. From there, it's more drinks, more jazz, and more conversation. I grow more and more comfortable as the evening goes on, and we learn more about each other, grow to know each other. But the hour grows late, and Gavin's a firm believer in a healthy bedtime. Ew, what's that?
Geez.
So he offers to walk me back to my hotel. And an incessant buzzing in my pocket reminds me of another stop we need to make along the way.
What sort of stop? It's a surprise! My own little surprise after yours.
Iris was right. This is like a very different angle to see Gavin from. It's
wait,
very confusing.
Wait, he has a rip in both sides?
I suppose normally we just don't see low enough, right?
Yeah!
Yeah, because that one's on the knee, this one's on the thigh. So usually the cutoff is like here. So yeah, I guess he has a rip in both sides.
We're
Though-
learning new Gavin facts.
From experience, if you have a rip in the knee, it's not this tight.
How everyone notices the rip.
I was distracted more by actually the, because we always see this angle of his face. Show that he's not perfect and can't afford to replace expensive clothes. That makes sense. This angle, his face looks very different. So I was busy, like, adjusting to that, actually.
I was like, okay, there's no tie, there's no, like, vest on. Oh, wait, there's another rip.
Iris was right. A 99.97% chance of romantic success if you take your special someone on a moonlit seaside stroll. And I was also right. It had a 0.9 in front of the 7.
I don't care.
With Gavin at my side, watching the waves gently roll into Flotsam Beach, I feel completely at peace.
I've never been one for any kind of three. Iris was right. Body. I'm so sorry, Malik. I've never been one for natural wonders, but just refreshing, boom, refreshing, boom.
Arcade spirits, but jump cuts.
And jump cuts. I will admit that this is absolutely wonderful.
Podcast for me, unless I chose otherwise.
Hey, if you enjoy us in podcast form, why not?
Yeah. Yep.
It's always interesting to hear about, but like, hey. Technically, I sometimes watch Let's Plays as podcasts, so...
I mean, half the time we're tangenting, so, like, very fair. Half
Yeah.
the time it basically is a podcast that just has a game in the background.
So, family... Can we come back sometime?
Yeah, we'll come back to the family topic.
I mean, I know the Funplex is going to be busy with business on the uptick, but we can always make time to enjoy life. You've my promises on that. And hey, we finished it!
That's how Gavin and I found each other. You can't say that until we've hit the save point, okay? I called our lunchtime party the high water mark, one perfect moment in time.
The
I was
only
wrong.
way we won't have finished it is if you blue screen right now.
Don't jinx us. This is it. In the difficult weeks ahead, I'd cling to that high water mark in hopes the wave would roll my way again.
Level 5 of Arcade Spirits completed. So far, you've scored 17,500 points. You're winning friends and influencing people. Oh, and pizza fact time! 3 of the top 10 weeks of pizza consumption occur in January. More pizza is consumed during the big game week than any other week of the year. And hey, do you want to save your game for proceeding to level 6?
The big game, yeah, Arcade Spirits.
Yeah, during the big game week, the Arcade Spirits week.
We say as though this hasn't been a whole year.
Yeah.
Although I'm like, I saved it for last. I'm so happy I did. That was so good. I'm very happy with that.
The superb owl.
Yeah, like your friend with all the owls.
Oh my gosh, I am so terrified to see how many owls have gotten replaced in the time I haven't seen them.
Replaced or added?
Both. Because there are seasonal owls.
Mm.
Oh, trust
I
me.
would like a superb owl. Just one. Just one really good owl.
I'm also curious to see if the owl lights are still up and pointed at my seat. Because that was a thing one time where we sat down for Pathfinder and they're like, hey, look up. And I'm like, oh, hey, owl lights. Gosh dang it. Why are they pointed at my seat? And they're like, yes, we've done that on purpose.
R/Super Bowl has a lot of great ones.
Nice. Well, thank you all for watching. We did it.
We did it.
We're
We
dating the
surpassed
Gavin.
Flower's bet that we weren't gonna make it to the date, and we just barely even finished the date. Wow! Guys!
Wow.
All dates
All dates.
completed! Woo!
And all
All dates,
rejections
yay.
done.
All dates, yay!
All dates and all rejections done.
All dates and all rejections done.
Wow.
Yes, we did do Junipers. I mean, I guess that we can't really get rejected by Juniper, right? So,
Can we get rejected by Juniper?
well, because she doesn't show up as an option otherwise, right?
I would think. Unless Flowers.
Oh, we got the secret scene at the end of this run.
Woo!
Yeah, because we have. This is literally our last 2 achievements.
Yeah.
If I go in here, because we've done all of the other ones. We kind of speed ran Junipers, but yeah, we have. Oh, come to think of it, we didn't look at this because we finally unlocked it.
Ooh. Yeah, I figured a
I
lot of
guess Naomi's
rejection would
hasn't
make
changed
things
as
weird with the
much.
room. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, we have done Juniper's route, so this is literally it. Romancing Gavin is the end. And we'll get 2 things. 2 concept arts.
Because we have this one to go, and we have this one.
Yeah.
Is it a
Yeah.
concept art?
I would assume, since everything else is... Well, it is a picture of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are like pixel art, early draft. Warehouse render's really interesting.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily expecting like a 3D render of that, but I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
We're almost
this is
done
it.
after a year.
We have 3 chapters to go.
And then the
Now,
sequel's gonna come out. Oh no.
Originally, the center of the maze was a room.
Ooh, interesting.
All the flower packs.
Eee. Actually, that does remind me of,
Ooh,
there's a
whoa.
barcade.
You're gonna have to find your way there to rescue Iris, who's locked in a phone.
Oh, wow. No damsel in distress pit. Yeah. I'm mostly a little sad that the steady one, is the only one that utilizes the maze.
Yeah.
I think the maze is really cool. And I think, because the first time we did a run through, I kind of last second switched train tracks to the steady ending.
You forced us.
I co-opted us onto that one, even though we didn't have the symbols, because that was when we had it all hidden.
Yeah, you forced us.
I was able to like
Force
guess,
us.
at least. Yes, forced. Hey, that just means that study was the first and is going to be the last, but we haven't done it again since.
Yeah.
There's the most distance between those.
Steady's a variation.
Which
of that
does
we're
mean
not
that I
able
had to
to-
wait this whole time. But like the first time we got to that scene, right? The steady one made absolute sense because yeah, you see the maze right there. So I was actually more surprised that the other ones didn't use the maze at all. But I think it's really cool, and this reminds me of
The one kind of uses the maze in the way of you're using it as an actual, like, the cabinet in the maze to play the game.
Yeah,
rather
but like,
than the maze itself.
I mean, because you visually see the maze in that background.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of surprised that the other ones don't use the maze part of the maze. But I mean, all the endings are pretty cool. I think Quirky's hilarious. It has nothing to do with it.
Oh no, it's just pizza pickles.
They have like a platform that it comes up on and everything.
It's ridiculous. It's amazing.
This is actually the pizza bagel storage room. No, but I was gonna say, was that the day that you didn't bring your ID? No, that was a different day. Because we went to That
That was a different
barcade.
day. Yeah.
We
I
went to
remember
that
what day you
barcade with
brought
like the hidden speakeasy room.
No, the day I didn't bring my ID is
Was the
when
wine
you guys
tasting.
went wine tasting, and I legitimately
You
didn't
should
know
just
about
know
it.
that if you're hanging out with me for like the whole day and you're visiting from somewhere, we're probably getting drinks. Come on now.
Like, I legitimately didn't know about it. You guys, like, we talked about some, like, I legitimately didn't hear you guys mention this at all.
I'm gonna blame that one on your sort of state when you were visiting.
I was in a very bad state.
Yeah. Because we were talking about it quite a bit. And, like, you were rooming with me. You were staying over with me.
I legitimately didn't hear any of it.
You were staying over with me for that visit, so I'm gonna chalk it up to, like, that you were too in your own head to really, like, realize what we'd been saying.
Very possible.
Because, I mean, I do know we talked about that quite a bit. So, like, you should have heard, but I understand, because you were not in a good state for a lot of that trip. And, I mean, again, you should visit again with, like, without the other people that were on that trip, because they wanted different things than you did.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You were mostly visiting for the Final Fantasy Symphony. And that was fun. And, you know, I hang out with you differently than I hang out with some of the others.
The one, I think it was like a few weeks ago, I had the Chocobo medley stuck in my head that's played during that. And I'm like, I want to find a version of that and just post it in the Discord so other people can have it stuck in their head too. But I never did.
Pretty sure it's, you know, in a recording on one of the CDs. What are they up to now? Like 8 Distant World things?
No, well, I think they only have 4 CDs.
No, they've done more.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they came out with more in the past year or two. I think they're up to like 7 now. Because I was surprised that they came out with so many more already.
Holy,
when they haven't
didn't know
been
about that.
able to perform live, but I believe they put out more CDs.
Yeah, no, they're at 7. I think the last
okay.
one I've seen is 4.
Yeah, so I think they were up to 4 when we saw them live last. I believe. But
Yeah, yes,
in
because
terms
you got
of like
4 then.
CDs and like recordings that they've put out, because I get the emails.
Oh, I
about
do
it.
too. I just forget to look at them.
Yeah, I usually quickly flip through a lot of my emails on my phone.
That's weird. But Distant Worlds 5 and Distant Worlds 6 are 6 is like is like kind of a compilation of other than Distant Worlds. Because it has one that's from Distant Worlds 1, one that's from Distant Worlds 3, Distant Worlds 2, 5, 2, 4, 4, 1.
Interesting.
And
That's
7,
actually their passcode somewhere.
And 7 is all just. Oh, one of them is 1. No, none of these are from like other distant. I don't think any of these are from other distant.
I don't know.
CDs.
I haven't paid that much attention more recently, but I know they came out with them because I have seen the emails repeatedly. And I think more recently they were even putting out like a promo email thing. I might be thinking of if they did. I want to say they did a New World, and then I think they might have done one of like 8 music specifically, and they might have put 8 on that cover or something. I don't know. They've done a lot. They've done a lot in recent years. I'm still disappointed that I like got tickets to a New World, and then my friends
6 and 7 are based on 7 and 8. Like 6 literally has the Roman numerals for 7, and it's all 7 songs.
Is that why?
And 7 it has the Roman numerals for 8, and it's all 8 songs.
Why have they made it so confusing?
Because it's Final Fantasy. The numbering's never made sense since the 3 is 6 and
well,
thing.
I mean, some of the numbers made sense.
They went from 3 to 7.
Well, that's because translation stuff, right?
Well, that's because they didn't do half of the games.
They didn't localize it.
Yeah, they didn't localize half the games.
And then
until
they did.
later.
So,
And then they did.
You know, mismatch.
But where was that? I don't remember which one has the chocobo net though.
I can find it. I'm pretty sure one of them has it.
Oh yeah, three has it. Chocobo Medley 2012.
I think it was also when I went to see A New World that there was like a guy sitting next to me that was singing the entire One Winged Angel, including all of the Latin. All of the Latin. I was like, damn.
Anyway, we should probably wrap up.
Yeah, probably.
You guys
Thanks for
have a
joining.
good rest of your day. Or, good rest of your day.
Rest of your day, rest of your night.
We will see you Wednesday for Chapter 6.
For Chapter Doom. Yeah, we should be back Wednesday for that. I do have a work event, but I think it should be well over, so it's kind of more of I recover from the work event in time, but I should be.
See you next
We might just run
time.
a little bit late or something.
Okay.
But,
I'm
yeah.
working home. I'm working from home this week, so.
Nice. Yeah. Thanks for joining, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that date. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Bye.